Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Glad to have you here today. I gotta tell you, today's is an insane video. We have got one of the ugliest sycamore logs to get up on this sawmill. It's worse than anything I've ever put on my mill, and I think you're gonna enjoy, well, getting it on the mill. And you know, you're just gonna have to watch to see what happens because things aren't gonna go as planned. However, I think we could probably get it done anyway. Kevin has lots of experience, so let's let Kevin take it away and see if he can get this log up on the mill without breaking anything and get it milled up. Let's check it out.
Big of a...
Yeah, I gotta cut that off. I was hoping to leave it on there for the slab.
That's a kind of a...
Get that nice slab out there. Beautiful coffee table.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
Nothing broke. All right, while Kevin gets the saw out, I've had some folks comment on some of the ugly logs that I've loaded up on my mill, as well as I think the last video, there was some ugliness in that log too. And folks sometimes question the value of milling up these logs. And I think it's kind of important just to take a minute and talk a little bit about value. So first of all, if you're milling for lumber for you to sell, a log like this might not have enough value in it for you to do that. Many might argue that it could. It just depends on, I guess, how good you are at operating your mill and getting a gnarly log like this milled up and milled into good lumber that you can sell. But I think it's important to always think about the customer. It's really the customer that counts. Nothing else matters. And if the customer sees value in getting lumber out of this log that they had on their property, well then absolutely, it's worth milling. Absolutely, there's value in milling up this log. And a lot of times, customers in more suburban areas and rural areas have trees in their yard that might have sentimental value. I've actually milled up one 3-foot by 18-inch chunk of cherry for a customer who had planted it when he and his wife got married, and she passed away. And all he had left was that tree, and the tree was dying. And he didn't just want to cut the tree down and burn it. So it was worth it for him to bring that one little log to me and have it milled up. Now, sure, if you're a sawyer who's thinking you're going to mill stuff and sell it, a 3-foot by 18-inch log doesn't represent a lot of value to you. But to that customer, it meant everything. And he was going to make something out of it that every time he looked at it, he could see his wife. And I think that's really important to remember while you watch Kevin take this gnarly, ugly sycamore and turn it into something useful.
You're at 40% moisture content right now. 40-45%.
You get about half as heavy.
Oh yeah, it'll be a third of that weight. All right, first log's down. Got it out of the way. Kevin's working on the second one now. Managed to get that whole first log in that Chevy short box right there. So I'm kind of impressed with that. That's you don't see that too often. We're having a good time today, I'll tell you that. Kevin is rocking this mill. I'm telling you, you can tell he's got 2,200 hours on it because he is rocking this mill, no doubt about it, folks. I gotta tell you, he knows what he's doing. Had to use the Jeep. Where's it at? Oh, there it is over there. Had to use the Jeep to pull over this log and get it in place. So we can keep going and get this log done for you. And then we got another one to do right over there. 2 of them. That might be the next video. We'll see. Hang in there. We'll get her done.
Some guy's gonna come back out when we get rid of these and clean it up.
He did a lot. He got a lot done.
Yeah, I got rid of all the wood. I thought I could take some of it down, but what's that? Yeah, it's awesome.
Okay, so that was an attempt to show you the water that was pouring out of the log while Kevin was milling it. Unfortunately, my cell phone just did not capture it. I tried to zoom in a little bit, get up close and personal with it, and I just couldn't seem to see the water coming out. Now, the funny part about that is with my eyes, I could see it coming out, and it was just pouring out after the band. So I don't know if the sawdust, the band moving, everything else kind of kept you from seeing the water that was coming out, but it was literally pouring out of the log right there. Not a bad thing. Not bad at all. Look at that log. Isn't that just an insane piece of wood right there? But you know, again, it all comes up to value, right? Is it worth it to the customer to pay someone to come out for, you know, $100 an hour, $150 an hour, whatever it is that they're paying, because it depends on the sawyer and whether they charge by the board foot or not. I charge currently $100 an hour. I haven't been milling a lot, obviously. That's why Kevin's running the mill. Between having some trouble with my mill and then having some back problems, I haven't even been able to get my mill fixed. So I had to bring in some help here, and that's what I did. Anyway, we're going to get this log milled up, so I'm going to let Kevin take it away. I hope you enjoy it. This is some pretty fancy footwork going on here, but again, you're watching somebody with about 1 million board feet of lumber under his belt. He's done this once or twice, so let's see how Kevin takes this rather gnarly log and turns it into some usable lumber. Let's see what happens.
haul it, or you can go to the ground. You want to just continue making slabs out of this, or you want me to try to get the 2x6s out of it? If you don't mind grabbing some 2x6s out of it, I think we got a few in there. I've got a lot of fun slab to work with, and I want to get a couple of big ones off the good one. So.
when I'm building alone, I don't know. I only check it.
How about that ability to run those controls, right? I mean, you can tell someone spent a lot of time on their mill running their hydraulics when they're using the side supports almost simultaneously with the log clamp. Now on the LT40 hydraulics, whether it's the wide or the standard, you can't actually run your side supports, which are the things that kind of swing up and the log clamps against, and your log clamp, which is on the other side. You can't run those at the same time. So it's really a trick, and Kevin actually used it a couple times, and you probably saw it a little bit ago, where all of a sudden the side supports were coming up and pushing up the log itself, kind of lifting it up, and at the same time he was working in his log clamp. And that method is the same that is used to do a reverse roll. Now, it's not something that I do, and I do believe you're going to get to see that in the next logs that Kevin does, where he's going to do that reverse roll, and I'll be sure to bring that out. Obviously, he's been running this mill a lot. As I said, almost 2,200 hours, 2135-ish or something like that. I think he finished it at 2140. So awesome job by Kevin Bales Enterprises, and it's just been so much fun to watch him, and we've got more coming, folks, so stick around the channel, check it out. I'm telling you, I've got bunches more coming with Kevin running this mill, doing some challenging stuff. And hey, check this next video out in case you haven't seen it. I think you might enjoy it. Y'all have a great weekend. The old Jarhead out.